Yeah. So you're saying yesterday we learned about the shuv of Elul in the same way that the bittul of Elul, on the one hand, is Zilivad Gechidish, it's bittul Hayesh, and it's only Yirat Hatah and Kabbalah's Oil. But Bam is that's the Atzmizdige connection. And the whole rest of the Avodah, Rosh Hashanah, rest of and so on is to be Megal and be Mamshich, reveal and draw down that essential connection. And the reason that we explained is because that's a bittul that comes purely from the Yid. So first of all, it's the chiddush of the bittul, but beyond the chiddush of the bittul, because it's not induced by environmentally, Melech Basada, the king is not in his with this whole entourage as he is and his splendor in the palace. So there's the chiddush of Elul. But beyond the fact that it's a chiddush, it comes, explains from a deeper place. Because a yid is rooted in atzmos, neshama higher than Torah. This is not a mitzvah, it's not mitzvah tkiyah shofar. It's not a holy time either. So where does this isaias come from? It comes from within him, that I'm a yid, and therefore I must connect. He's mukhrich, as we explained. What that means is he chooses not to have a choice. And that's the deepest choice. That's the avodah of an Eved. In the words of the last words of his Vav. And this is expressed in Kabbalah's oil, a Kabbalah's oil that he chooses to take upon himself. The question is why? And the answer in the end of the day is only one possible reason for this, and there can be no other, and there is no other, and that is I am a Yid. And I am a Yid, that truth is the deepest connection to Hashem, of which there is no other. As we said, neshamas are rooted in the essence of Hashem. Torah is the expression, but not rooted in, but the expression of the Eibishter, as explained elsewhere in the Marim at length. So in the analogy that we gave of the marriage, we said that the etzem decision that he's going to get married, why would a person make such an insane decision? So the emes is what really starts the whole thing is a deep sense that he has no choice. You have to get married. Why do you have to get married? Because you are fundamentally incomplete without marriage. And that manifests itself in Yidat Tator, like as you said, this lower year of I'm afraid to be alone, not quaking in his boots, he's going to be alone. No one's quaking in their boots when they see the Malach Basad. It's just not that um, inspiring connection moment. It's an atmizdike year, as we just explained. The deep sense, not even conscious necessarily, that you just have to get married because you're not you if you're not. And that's an atzmizdike thing. And then comes the lower Ave Zuta, then comes Ave Rabba, and then comes Yiri Ilah. We explained those four levels in a marriage as a parallel. The four stages are described in the Moshel. First, the Kabbalah is Kulam B'Sev Panim Yofes, and then the Mara Panim Shechakes, and then they go back Leicha Malchusay. And we explained all that in the previous Yurim. Now he says in Oisches, as we learned yesterday, the union of Tshuva. And we learned that very powerful thing that the Chodesh Elul is the tshuva for zdainis, for deliberate sins. That's one day. We explained yesterday, one day, and the rest of Elul is all for Avedas done b'shegeg. You would think the other way around, that most of the time would be devoted to Avedas done intentionally, and less time to Avedas, which are less serious, to Avedas and done b'shegeg. We explained yesterday why that, the reason for that. Anybody wants to say it? Are you all muted, or I lost my hearing? I can't hear in this one.
Both.
Both. Okay. So what's the reason for that? Anybody? We explained it yesterday. You hear the question I'm asking. V'shchedish Elul zdainis. The rest of Elul shgogis. And we'll soon get to it. Rosh Hashanah is tshuva ilah. That's tshuva on mitzvahs. It's all based on Tanya. Get us at tshuva.
Isn't it the Zdonis become Shkagos and Rosh Chodesh Elul, and then the rest of Elul you do tshuva
I just
for
said
the
that.
Shkagos as they have become, right?
No, that wasn't my question.
No, the shegeg is a deep, it's a more subtle thing.
The question I just asked was one day to deal with deliberate Avedas. That's it. And the rest of Elul, you're dealing with the shegeg, you think the other way around.
Because
you have a whole month to deal with zdainis and less time, or one day to deal with sins done unintentionally, which are not so terrible. It's one day, the Chodesh Elul, that's zdainis. The rest of Elul is the Aveda Shege. That's the question I just asked now, and just yesterday we answered it. Yeah, what are you saying, Yaakov?
it's one. It
Means it is a quick decision.
a quick decision.
Yeah, I mean, Avedas b'mezid is not it's a black and white issue.
Yeah,
It's black and white. Either person decides that I'm not crossing a line, or not. It's not it's black and white. The issue is black and white, yes or no. Can continue this behavior or not continue it. Or start doing what you got to do or not. It's not a big avodah. In the sense of where do you stand? Are you in or you're out? Finish. Gaman. Shoygig, it's a whole different avodah. That's much more subtle. I really do want to, but I didn't intend. It's much more difficult avodah to deal with and has to be. And we explained, answer this question too. Why Bachalal be responsible for Shegig? I didn't mean to do it.
Well, if we were really careful and really scrutinizing, it wouldn't happen.
Shegig happens because there's an element of being insensitive, right? What's the example that Rashi brings in Chumash for Shegig? For inna liyadi v'samti lacha.
The axe.
yeah.
Right, you're chopping wood, so if you're very careful, the handle will not fly off if you inspect your axe before, and you're very careful the way you chop the wood, or you make careful that people aren't standing around and you make sure that they're not, then you go ahead and chop your wood. So a shegig is much more difficult because a person can easily delude himself. What did I do wrong? Yes, I hurt my wife. Okay, I didn't mean to. It's her fault. She's oversensitive. Much more difficult to avoid it. Guys, don't read inside, isn't it? What I'm telling you is not in the mind, but I'm trying to give you the explanation. Then what? Then I just want to know, just the review here. Why is that? Why is that? And how does this? It's a very narrow case. You murdered somebody. Why is this the catch-all for Elul? It's the first thing that Yisrael brings. before liddoidi. Because every sin is a murder. Of what? What kill? Every sin
Our
kills.
connection.
Every sin kills time, and every sin wastes a moment of life. It's spilling blood on the ground. We wasted a moment in time that should have been used constructively, and we didn't. We wasted koiches of our nefesh. We spilt life. Every sin is spilt life. I don't know if I said this, but every Aved is also b'shegeg, be'emes, even an Aved done b'mezid. Why? Because deep down, a Jew doesn't want to do it. It was over the protests of the Nefesh Elikis. We silenced the Nefesh Elikis. So therefore, every Aveda is a spilling of blood, and every Aveda is an element of shegeg, even b'mezid. But here, he's emphasizing taka the shegeg part, because the ikar Aveda of El is taka the Aveda of shegeg, which is like be more sensitive. Shegeg is much more difficult, as we explained. It's very easy to blame the other party. I didn't mean to, so what are you getting upset? Mezid, he takes responsibility. There's no choice in that. He did it deliberately. There's no debate about Mezid. Shogig is a whole debate. Foolish one, but a debate nonetheless. He excuses himself. Fact is, he didn't intend to do it. While he's standing there, so that it's your fault. You see, I'm chopping wood. What he's standing in the radius for? Go find out before what's going on, and then take a stroll in the forest. Who walks in the forest like this? V'chulu v'chulu. So that's much more bigger avodah. It's a scrutiny and analysis. Therefore, the most of Elul. Now we're up to Rosh Hashanah. So we're up to the number what? Between 40 and 41 after the square brackets. But Tshuva Rosh Hashanah, where's the Tshuva of Rosh Hashanah? Again, so the Chodesh Elul is Zdonis, deliberate Avedis. Elul is Tshuva on Shogeg. Now what? So Tshuva Rosh Hashanah, that's the Shofar Rosh Hashanah. The Teshuvah, so which comes after he's fixed. Everything unsavory, in brackets, Gamash Goges. Look at Hara 41 in a second. The Tshuva it's already been done. So Be'ikah, what's the main Tshuva there for Rosh Hashanah? Tshuva Ilah, the higher Tshuva. So just Bekitzer, everybody's familiar with this. That this is again based all on Geras HaTshuva. All the Geras HaTshuva is to explain the statement in the Zohar that there's two levels of Tshuva. The word Teshuva is Toshuv Hey. Which Hey? There are two Heys. There's the first Hey of Shem Havai and the second Hey. Bekitzer, the classic Tshuva Tata, is to restore the second Hey. The second Hey of Yudke Vavke refers to Malchus, which is behavior. So that's a Tshuva on behavior. B'mezid, b'shogeg, where we separate ourselves from Hashem, and therefore got to reconnect. Toshuv Hey, return the Hey. And Holarichis and Tanya, that by separating ourselves from God, we're violating God Himself, who's invested in us. Separating, as it were, the Eibishter from Himself. That's Tshuva Tata. That's Tashuv Hey, the lower Tshuva. Tshuva Ilah is the first hay, connecting it to Yud. What's that? That's Bina. Right? Just to remind you, Yud Ke Vav Ke, Yud is Chacham, Hey is Bina, Vav is the 6 Midas, and the final Hey is Malchus. So the Hay Tshuva is restoring the Bina to Chachma, which basically means in Kedusha itself, or Limud Torah. It basically means, anybody want to say what's in one sentence? What's the Pshat Tashuv? Hey, the Hay Teshuvah, to connect deeper the Hey to the Yud. Basically, you guys a Tshuva. The basic, the Indian is that in his Limud Torah Gufa, it's in Kedusha itself. Hey, Hey Lo, Yud. The first two letters be Yud K. That's the pure world of Kedusha. To learn his limud, his bina, with greater bittul, connected to the Yud. And there's no end to that. That's in Kedusha Gufa, higher and higher and higher and higher. Greater bittul, greater oneness to be absorbed, like the Eir HaKol HaB'Moir. That's what, that the Hey should be absorbed within the Yud, which is the bittul, greater and greater sense of the Eir in Sof, the Anochi in Torah, and that's an endless ascent. The Kitzur, it's about mitzvahs. It's about teshuvah on even our kedusha, not just limud Torah, but overall, it is about performing our mitzvahs and our study of Torah with a greater and deeper sense of you. Much more challenging teshuvah because he enjoys it so much. It's the tzaddik's teshuvah, basically. He loves, enjoys, and understands, and to do so not because he understands, not because he loves, but because of the Eibishter alone. That's a very high madrege. That's the greatest challenge, and only comes after the lower levels. That's Shuvah, that's Rosh Hashanah. Done with Avedis, that's taken care of. Elul, Shgog is even taken care of in Elul. So what's the Aveda of Rosh Hashanah? It's our mitzvahs, it's a whole Yiddishkeit, the good part, making it more and more a sense of your will. In a marriage, what in simple it means is, just going to make this in a broad sentence. I will understand why Shuvi law comes after Tshuva Tata, because after, so when a person has dealt with his outright violations in the marriage, deliberate, and even the shogeg, it's a very honest, relentlessly honest self-analysis, etc., without delusion, and he fixes that. So that leads him then to, like, what kind of husband am I that I could have done this to begin with? So even in the good things that I was doing, where it was good, I was happy, and I was doing the right thing. How true was that if I could do this? So it makes him completely reevaluate even his mitzvahs. As a pasha de shaila. What does it say about my mitzvah if I can go ahead and do this aveda? So the tshuva on the basic levels actually compel a reevaluation of even the areas where it was all good. There was no transgression, doing the right thing. From a yid, good husband. But what was that? If the same me could do this. So what does it mean? It means even that the mitzvahs that I was doing, they weren't really about you. Because if they were, I could never have crossed that line. There's a strong element of me in all of this, doing my duty and getting the kickbacks and the rewards, etc. Each one on their level. What I'm saying is that the tshuva tata compels the tshuva ilah. It's not like it's another level that's independent for the tzaddikim. Tshuva ilah, because they're fixed, they're not dealing with tshuva tata, with malchus, the behavior is perfect. Yeah, but so good is good, but better is better. So they do tshuva ilah. I'm saying that tshuva ilah is compelled by tshuva tata. It has to lead to that question, if we're being honest. That my mitzvahs need to be transformed. And this, we've shared this many times, it comes to the zenith of this is Yom Kippur, is the Hamshech of Rosh Hashanah. So the one Inyan. It's important to remember that in the Al-Chet that we're saying. So I'll ask a question and answer it to be clearer. So you can ask a simple question. If Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur is Tshuva, so what's Al-Chet? We're going through all these sins, deliberate, amazing, b'shogeg. Wasn't that dealt with Rosh Chodesh Elul? How come we're mentioning it on Elul, on Yom Kippur, which is the shleimus of Rosh Hashanah? The answer here, sorry. To end this year.
You okay, Rabbi?
Just starting.
Where to go?
Yeah, it's gaining momentum. So I'll just try and get this out before maybe it'll pass. Let's wait. Okay, it's settling down. So Yom Kippur, you hear the question I'm asking? Guys, what I just asked, I'm going to repeat the question.
Why are we schlepping back all the outfits if we cleaned up everything in Elul and Rosh Hashanah? Sorry.
I can't hear some say whatever you said, say it slower. I didn't hear you.
Now, why are we dealing with Al-Chet and Yom Kippur when we should have already dealt with it on Rosh Chodesh Elul?
Rosh Chodesh Elul, never mind Rosh Hashanah. Right. So the answer is that the Al-Chet of Yom Kippur, the emphasis lefanecha. It isn't the sin. It's how could I have done it to you? How could I? That's the kvetch. Yom Kippur, the holiest day of the year, is not the day to drag up every stupid thing I did and revisit it and think about it. And the lefanecha, that's how could I have done it to you? And that lefanecha, that transforms even my mitzvahs. And even when I was lefanecha, how was it? My good things. How true was that? That's the kvetch of Yom Kippur, lefanecha. Chodesh Elul basically is my failing as a miserable creature, and Shogeg is again my failing. But then it shifts to my failing. Therefore, to what does it say about my connection to you? That's Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, lefanecha. Okay, so let's continue. Back in the text. But now he's going to bring out that even this lofty tshuva Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, it's all the expression of the Nekuda Atzmius of Elul. Because what starts the whole thing? Like, why should you care? Why should I care? Why should I care? That's Elul. Why? Because you're a Yid. I'm a Yid. And that's the Atzmius Nekuda. That's what starts the going out into the field and the Yitzhiyah, that the Kudah of Yitzhiyah. I've got to change. I've got to get out of where I've been stuck. Why should I care? Because I am a Yid, Mushish and Atzmos. And in the story, in the parallel in marriage is because I'm just not me without my soulmate. I don't even know what it is yet. I know I'm just not me. So now he's going to elaborate on the tshuva of Elul. Let's continue. Oh, it's already okay. Let's go another. Let's just do a sentence. There was a story today. What was the mice? Beautiful mice. Okay, that Beis Hashem for Monday. Let's see inside the text. Let's look at our order 40. Let's look at order 40 because we were saying there, the Pnim was saying that in the Yodev Samti Lach is for Shgoges. It's in manslaughter. And that's the Ikar of Elul. But the Shchedish Elul is for Mezid. So in order 40, the Zeh She'echad Shegiv Echad Mezid Makatim Milari Miklat. So he's saying that Ari Miklat is for Averidam B'Shegig, but the Mishnah says that everybody goes there, even somebody kills intentionally. The answer is Hu Anchi is Dinam Bebezdin. It's only once Bezdin determines whether they were Mazid or Shogig. If it turns out that he was Mazid, he has to say Nari Mikla, take him out there and throw him in jail, and then execute him. Avalakapara Dari Mikla to Bikar Lashogig, staying in Nari Mikla is primarily for the Shogig, and he puts this is it. If to understand whatever does this, puts Be'ikir with a question mark. Because it's not clear. Kapad Dari Mikla to Be'ikir ala Shogig. I'm not sure why that is. Because the Mazid, again, he gets his Chayv Misa. That's how he gets his kapara. So why is it a question? Like kapara that in Miklat will be ikir ala shegig.
What kapara is there in Ari Miklat?
That's his kapara for the person. That's his Torah. He stays there till the Kohen Gadol dies, and that's his kapara. That's why he goes there. He goes there to be protected from the Goyal Hadam. That's his Averis. And by being in Nari Miklat, the city of the Levi, and absorbing the Kedusha there, and self-examination and so on, that's his kapara. I don't know the pshat. I'm going to look into this, think about, ask. What does he mean in brackets? Be'ikr. Surely it's not be'ikr. It's completely for the shogig. Thank you. L'hadim Makis, Gemara says, Hush asa ma'isa b'mezid, lei ligle, ke'eched lei tisavle kapara. I see the Gemara there, but someone who kills intentionally doesn't go to Golus because he shouldn't get kapara there because he needs something much greater. Okay, you know what? I have to look up the Gemara there, maybe it'll become clearer. Shine. Ara 41. We'll get back to that. So the tshuva of Rosh Hashanah, which comes after having fixed all the negative things, even Shgogas is tshuva ilah. And 41 said, Yesh lekasher. Mamuva lekam sif yud. In this maimah, this is connected, we're going to say later, she'el kosher imitzias kol nitzutzin me'agolus. El is connected with, it says at the end, with elevating all of the sparks from Golus, the Ashloima Shazardation is not Alidation is Shenisnakno Kola and Yonim, because he fixed everything. Therefore, the Nitzutzi Kedusha can all be elevated. It's a consequence of his tshuva. Okay, Yidden. Be'ez Hashem, to be continued.
Have a good Shabbos, Rabbi.
Yeah, everybody have a good Shabbos. So
Shabbos. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Bye.
Good Shabbos.
Shabbos. Good to see everybody showing up bright and early.